And welcome once again to another fantastic Minecraft episode. My name is Dr. Wasabi. This is episode 10 of building Fazbear Frights in Minecraft. In today's video, we finish the second to last room with the holiest of holies for horror attractions, the gift shop. Ah, God bless capitalism, am I right, boys? But before I do anything, folks, I just want to say if you do like what I do, then please like this video and subscribe. So without further ado, let's get into our block list. Okay, so for part 10 of building Fazbear's Fright in Minecraft, you will need the following block items: polished deep slate, regular deep slate, chiseled tough bricks, stone blocks, smooth quartz blocks, white concrete, black stained, grey stained, light grey stained, and white stained glass, regular terracotta, magenta terracotta, pink terracotta, blue terracotta, brick blocks, polished tough stairs, polished tough slabs, brewing stand, wax copper golem statues, jukeboxes, bookshelves, dried ghasts, daylight detectors, redstone torches, purple wool, magenta wool, and oak trap doors. So those are all the blocks you need for today's build. And for my survival players, I heavily recommend collecting as much brick blocks, blue terracotta, deep slate of both varieties including polished, and of course as much stained glass, including all of the variants seen on the block list, as this makes up the majority of both the wallpaper, the flooring, the roof, and of course the sort of glass skylight which we will have in the gift shop. So please bear that in mind. And so now the block list is out of the way, I dare say it is time to get in to our time lapse. And we are back from that amazing block time lapse, folks. But before I show you anything else, I just want to say, if you do like what I do, then please like the video and subscribe. So let's get into the build itself. So as I described earlier, this is the holiest of holies for any horror attraction, and that is of course the gift shop. What's really funny about this is that when I was playing FNAF 3 for the first time, this thought actually came across my mind, in that, you know, they're having a horror attraction for these sort of Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, the missing children, all of that spooky stuff, but they don't have a gift shop, you know, given how many given how many Five Nights at Freddy's plushies there are out there. It was a very strange thing, I dare say. But obviously you go through the final room of the story section of the building, and you enter this sort of awesome bright skylight, you know, go on all the dark moody rooms, you know, even during nighttime it has a wonderful sort of moon glow, especially in vibrant visuals that just sort of showers down into the shelves, which obviously illuminates all the products. You know, you've got some presents, you've got some toys, and of course you've got some plushies for the missing children, you know, something that you would buy if you were a FNAF fan, or, you know, going for a horror attraction. And you may be asking, Wasabi, what is the next episode? Well, we will be doing a bit of a homage to the original FNAF 3 map, but again, I shall say no more. And so there we have it, folks, part 10 of building Fazbear's Fright in Minecraft. I do hope you have enjoyed this series. We are barreling towards the finish line, so if you can, please like the video and subscribe. My name has been Dr. Wasabi. I bid you a most pleasant good morning, good evening, or good night, and of course, as always, God bless.